Hi, grade 8. Welcome back again with chapter 16, lesson 2, radical functions. Now we start with page 666. Example number 1. Solve y squared equal x for y. So you know you have to make it as y, so I have to take the square root for both sides. If I take the square root for both sides, will be like this: y equals square root of x. So I have to discover something. If I have something like this, x with root, I take the x down of this root and make it bigger than or equal 0. So this number is supposed to be positive. Why? Because I told you before, it's impossible to take a square root for negative. It will give you error in your calculator. So this number, the value of x, is supposed to be anything bigger than or equal 0. It's impossible to be negative. So this number is supposed to be bigger than 0, like 0, 1, any number, but bigger than 0. But if I put it like negative 1, negative 2, this give you nothing, mean error. So if I represent this or make table for this, I will have 0. If I put 0, y will be 0. If I put it 1, y will be 1. If I put it 2, and so on. So we have something, the square root of 2 is 1.4, something like this. If I take the square root of 3, it will be 1.7. So 3 and 1.7. So you will have this curve. The starting always from 0. It's impossible to be something less than 0 because no square root for this. So my domain, I'm searching for two things today: how to find the domain, how to find the range. The domain means the value of x. I told you that x is supposed to be anything bigger than or equal 0. So this is your domain, anything bigger than or equal 0. And your range is the value of y. You found your curve going to up. So this means from 0 to up, meaning bigger than 0 or equal 0. So this is your domain and your range in this example. Now I have another example, the same example but plus 2. This will make little change. But we're dealing with radical here, with a square. So I take the number or the x down this square root and make it bigger than 0. So this means x is supposed to be bigger than 0. So this is my domain. To describe my domain, I discovered now if I put this x bigger than 0, so I have the number, any number bigger than 0 or equal, of course. So now I know the range also because I know the domain. If I substitute with the value of x as this 4, so I told you why my x bigger than 0, so I start with 0 and any number bigger than 0, like 0, 1, 4, 9, and try to be smart. Take anything has square root, like 0, square root of 0, 0, square root of 1, 1, square root of 4, 4, square root of 9, 9. But we have to complete the result with plus 2. So 0 plus 2 is 2. Now square root of 1, 1, 1 plus 2 is 3. Square root of 4, 2 plus 2, 4, and so on. So my radical can be negative. Radical mean my x. Radical mean this value of x. So it can't be negative. It's impossible to be negative. Mean error in the calculator. So now I have to plot this on my graph. So 0, 2, 1, 3, 4, 4, 5, 9, and 5. So this is my curve. My curve starts from this 2. But in my x-axis means 0. So my domain start with 0 and then to right. X-axis means x bigger than 0. This is my domain. And my range starts from 2 and go up. Mean I'm going to up like this. So my range is 2 or bigger than 2. Y bigger than 2. So this my range and this is my domain. Remember this. The same idea with this example, but all of this value down my square root, x minus 2. I will take this x minus 2, and I told you before, anything down of the square root is supposed to be bigger than 0. It's impossible to be less than 0. So I will take this x minus 2 and make it bigger than 2, bigger than 0. Bigger than or equal 0. So this my place now will be like this. Can't be negative again. So my value, so I will take x minus 2 bigger than 0 and make it as equation. Put this on the other side with plus 2 plus 2. So it will be x bigger than 2. So anything less than 2 is doesn't work with me. Try with 1. 1 minus 2, negative 1. It's impossible to take a square root for negative 1. So it's wrong. If I take 0, 0 is less than 2. I need bigger than 2. So 0 minus 2, negative 2 is no, there is no square root for negative 2. So it's supposed to be bigger than 2. So for this equation, for this function, it's supposed to be bigger than 2. So we simplified to this form. This form is my domain. Now we're going to another thing. Now I have to plot or make my table to make my plots. So my table here, I have to make anything bigger than 2. So my starting from 2 to anything bigger than 2. But try to be smart again. Put anything here like 2. 2 minus 2, 0. 0 has a square root. Try to put anything, give you something has a square root. Try to be smart again. Remember this. Okay? So if I put it 2 minus 2, 0. Just clear now. If I put it as something else, something like 4, no. Something like something big, like 6. 6 minus 2, 4. The square root of 4 is 2. So I have to put 6. So I need my result after multiplying us supposed to be has something square root because we're dealing with mental way, not all the time with my calculator. So I have to put something else like 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. Square root of 9 3. So now I have my numbers. This is part of my numbers. Now I plot these numbers and make my graph in this R because I have many numbers. I have to put R here. So I start from 2 from x. So this is my starting. I told you bigger than or equal to. So this is my domain from 2 to infinity. Bigger than 2 or equal to. And going to up. But going to up from what? From 2? No, from the number on the y-axis means 0. So from 0, don't say 2, too wrong. I have to start with 0. This is my starting point. 2, this point is 2, 0. So 0 is my y. So my starting from 0 and 2 up. We're going to up, increasing. So this is my range. So now I have my domain x bigger than or equal to, and my range y bigger than or equal to 0. I think it's clear now. Now we're going to page 667. I deal with cubic root. Cubic root, take anything, positive or negative. But try again to be smart and take any number has cubic root. So we have special number. I give it to you before, you have to remember. Okay? So I have to describe the domain and range. Mean find the domain and range. Now we're going to the solution now and take this number until we make your table and try to be smart and put any number has cubic root, but positive or negative. Make it different as you can, positive or negative. So I start with negative 8. The square is the cubic root of negative 8. I know this negative 2 and negative 1, 0, 1, and 8. All of these numbers has cubic roots, right? So the cubic root of negative 8, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. Now I make plots for this points on my graph to sketch it and make my sketch like this. So I have this curve. You make it with your hand. This curves, remember. So this your graph will be like this. Make it with your hand, okay, as a curve. So you found something very, very clear here. My values here is infinite. I told you can put any number with cubic root. Mean your domain is, all real numbers. And your range also. You found you're going up and going down. This is my y. So I have all y-axis also. So this is my range. So my range also owns a set of real numbers. So the domain and range, all or most of them are the set of real numbers. I think it's clear. Now I have another example. I put just something more here. 8. So 8 here, I have to bring something, give me cubic root. So I have to be smart again and again and put any number and multiply by 8 by my result. Supposed to be something has cubic root to be easy for myself. I didn't dealing with decimal. I try to make it as whole numbers all the time. Okay, so I make my table now, x and y. So I have to put 1, 1 is good, yes, but I have to deal with positive and negative. So maybe I put negative 8 is correct. Maybe negative 1 is good also. Maybe 0. If you put it with negative, put it with positive. Try to be smart for the second time in this example. So you have to put it with positive and negative. So choose your number with positive and negative same time. So and remember, 0 is good with cubic root all the time, especially if we have times here. So if I put it was negative 8, negative 64, the cubic root of 64 is negative 4. So this negative 8, negative 2, 0 will be 0, 1, 2, and 864 give you 4. So this you plot it, make your sketch. So you have this sketch. So this also clear. All my x here, all my real number here was x, and y real number was y in my domain and my range. All both of them are the set of real numbers. So anything if we're dealing with cubic root, remember the range and domain always we're dealing with real numbers, all real numbers. Now we're going to do something else. You remember the inverse? The last video, the last lesson together, lesson 1 in this chapter. So we have to invert this function to inverse. I told you switch. If you remember, this will be y equal x power 3. So I switch x here and y here. So then I take the cubic root for my x to change to cancel this, the cubic root for this. This will be y, remember? So this will be y and this will be x. So I have to cancel this. I think the cubic root will be cubic root of this y. Okay, so the cubic root of y power 3 will be y, meaning the inverse will be this, and this will be x, but without cubic root, so it will be cubic root like this. So this is the inverse. If you can remember, return for the last video we take together, lesson 1 in this chapter. Now we take how to deal with this. So I make two tables this time. The first table with the first function. This function I have to put number with 0 is good, 1 and 2 not bad. So 0 power 3 is 0, then 1, then 1 power 3 is 1, 2 power 3 is 8. So this is my first function. The second function I deal with the inverse. So if I go with 0, 1, 2 again, or 8, sorry, because I'm dealing with cubic root. So the cubic root is 0, 0, 1 is 1, 8 is 2. So my numbers here. Now I'm going to sketch. So that blue one is my function, the original one. My red sketch means this my inverse. So I have everything. Both of them has the same domain. The domain for both of them are all real numbers, and for the range all real numbers also. Okay, so the domain, like I told you, the set of all real numbers, because it's cube or cubic root or power 3, both of them give you all real numbers. This example we take is the same from, let's apply it from y, from a few seconds, from a few minutes. How to deal with this? I told you we take the number or the equation down with this cubic root, the square root, and make it bigger than 0. Why? Because the square root is supposed to be something bigger than 0, so can't be negative, and must be again bigger than or equal or greater than or equal 0. So it's supposed to be like this 4. If you simplify this, plus 2 will be like this. Okay? Now I have to put x, y, this is my x, this is my y, bigger than or equal to. So this is supposed to be, if you measure this, you put bigger than here, this the other side with inverse sign. So we dealing with bigger than 2. So I start with 2. Then 3, 6, anything you're dealing with. But I told you you have to be smart and choose your number to give you something has square root, like 6, 11. Because 2 minus 2, 0, has square root 0. And here 6 minus 2, 4, square root of 4, 2, and so on. Okay? So we sketch the domain is your value of x bigger than or equal to, and your range bigger than 0, because this will y, we make this from y. Now we take this again, forget the 2, 2 is not important, we deal with the square root here. So I have to make it can't be what? Yes, negative. And now we're going to, this supposed to be or must be Yes, greater than or equal to 0. This is x and y, bigger than or equal 0, so I have to put 0 and anything bigger than 0, like 1, 2, 4, but we didn't use square root, so 1, 4, 9 would be good to give you something has square root. Now you can sketch the domain bigger than 0 this time, okay? And this, your range bigger than 0, so will be like this, okay? Bigger than 0 with y, meaning with range, bigger than 0 with x, mean your domain. Now, don't be afraid from something like this. We didn't use cubic root. I told you you can put any number, positive or negative. So your domain in this case is supposed to be all real numbers. So you know the domain and range, both of them real numbers, all real numbers. You have to choose your numbers here to give you something has cubic root, like this number. 16, because negative 16 divided by 2 give you negative 8, has cubic root, and 2 negative 2 divided by 2 negative 1 has cubic root, 0 divided by any number equal 0. The cubic root of 0 is 0, and maybe we put the same number 2 become 1, and 16 is 8. So we take the left side and right side with the cubic root with positive and negative to be easy and clear at the same time. So my domain, I told you, all real number in range and domain will be, the sketch will be like this. Again, cubic root, so we have to take any numbers has cubic root like this. Not have to choose any number. We have a specific number like negative 8, negative 1, 0, 1, and 8. So you put your number, but you remember if you bring the number, make it plus 3. So negative 8, the cubic root is negative 2 plus 3 is 1. Negative 1 will be negative 1 and 2. So you're dealing with 3. Don't forget this 3. Okay? So this and plot this. You're dealing with cubic root. So domain or real number and range also all real numbers. So this is your sketch. This your practice in your book. If you found square root, I told you this not negative can be negative, so you have to put it bigger than or equal 0, or this is the other side with the side, minus 4 will be this your domain. This your domain. So anything bigger than or equal negative 4, like negative 4, but you try to put something with 4, give you something has square root. So try with your numbers will be 0, 4, you found negative 4, maybe anything like 0, like 5, all this will help you, like negative 4, this is the first number, 0 will be good, and 5 also. Now your domain bigger than negative 4, and your range from 0 to infinity. This is your range. Now we dealing with cubic root. I told you that cubic root always the domain and range always what? Can you tell me now? Yes, all real numbers with range and domain. And you can put any number will be good, like 1, 8, 27, anything give you the cubic root. Okay, so the domain all real numbers. This square root supposedly not can be negative, so bigger than or equal 0. So I put it like this, my domain, and my range is bigger than or equal 0 also. So in this case, but you have to remember this. So this all real number, you have to put any number here will be good, but it has like 1 again, 0, 8, but positive and negative. Try with positive and negative to give you your specific curve in a good sketch. So the domain and range the set of real numbers in this case, because cubic root, remember this. This square root, this 3 times the square root. So the square root you have to make it bigger than or equal 0 because it can be negative. So bigger than or equal 0. So plus 1 plus 1 so will be x bigger than or equal 1. So this is your answer. Okay, I think you got the idea. If you have any problem or anything, you can contact with me with Classroom or WhatsApp, anything, and ask for anything hard for you. Make your homework page 163 and 164, 5 till 8. So make this homework. If you have any problem, remember, contact with me.